Hello everyone, SpeeDMan here, and we are back with part 7 of our Let's Learn Civilization 6 Poland run. So, small note, you're going to see a few differences, unfortunately. I made a very dumb mistake. Basically, when I was going through and deleting some old game save files, basically it just had an issue where I didn't realize I was deleting the save file for this save, which I was intending to keep, and I didn't realize I'd actually deleted it, so I tried to go through a couple different steps to see if I could recover the save. I could not. So basically what I did is that I just did my best to recreate as close to what I did up to this stage here. And then just followed the video as much as possible to make sure I was kind of like in line with a lot of these upgrades. And same thing with our civic tree. So I do want to apologize for that. Just a pretty dumb mistake. I'm not going to make that again, but just wanted to again apologize for that. That's not going to happen again. So carrying on into the episode. So into this particular point here, this guy's weak. He should be able to survive, but I need to survive at least one more hit so that way I can get this taken care of here. If I can get this guy upgraded and he can survive and I can upgrade him, then for sure we could take this last city and then Rome will fall. Then that means our initial conquest has been successful, and then I can consider eventually making a potential push towards the Mongolian Empire here. He doesn't have a lot of walls, actually doesn't really have any walls other than, here. And let's just say against these guys that are pretty powerful, a lot of these guys that have multiple level ups, it will not be a very long war. So, take a look here. In this position, we have a couple options. I would like to go ahead and actually buy this. Go ahead, set up there. And then just in the meantime, while I'm working on that. And yes, unfortunately, the galley has explored a little less than before. So I know what's around, so it's not the end of the world, but I'm still going to try to follow those same footsteps. Of course, as you can recall, Hungary's northern area is here, so he kind of extends out here. He is at war with someone else, so that war is probably on the western side of this area. For us here, it'd be further east to another island around there. What we're going to do is we're actually going to fortify. And then we have a couple options. We're going to go ahead and take expert crew. It's a pretty valuable one for us to have. And the fact that we have a level 3 unit and a level 3 core of a trebuchet is pretty damn good. Puts us in a very good position to be able to put a lot of damage out to these guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring this here. Get you set here. Do a quick attack here. Just do some more damage to the health here. Further weakening the defenses, and then making it so next turn I can take this secondary capital, and then we will have ourselves a pretty solid setup. And I have to say I'm very happy with the progress we made throughout this conquest from the earlier stages before the game save issue up to the game save issue, which is basically just before taking Aricium. So I was able to take that, take Kumai, and take Rome, just about, same turn, within a turn of where we were. So we're okay on pace there. Other infrastructural things, I kept as similar as possible. I'm also going to need to go ahead and get... There we go. Now we can secure food growth, at least a little bit. We will consider doing this, is we go here, and we're going to go ahead and just pick that up.
Great engineer has...
Reason being is I absolutely, at this stage of the game, I very much want us to pick up another basically slot for a harbor here. And there are a few options here. Harbor here would probably be okay. Not going to be great, but it's possible. From this position, we're okay here. We're going to actually just have this guy heal up a little bit. Then let's go ahead and have you tear this down. That's going to give me a little bit extra production. And then we're going to go here. I'm going to go around the corner here. Go down southeast a little bit. So of course, Gorgo playing the type of game that she is playing here, having access to this many oceanic resources is pretty good. So um, for her in that case, it puts her in a position where it's definitely not a bad thing to see. She picked, let's see here, a couple things, but if we can go to Eastern Orthodoxy, and then, yes, she picked +1 faith from tiles of breathtaking appeal. She may have quite, a bit of appeal, and that actually is fine. Quite a few of these tiles have that. The problem is that because of that, she's limiting her growth from a production standpoint, so she's not a real major priority, like threat per se. In the next turn, we can go ahead, yep, as expected. And once we destroy Rome completely, we're going to go ahead and let our grievances level off a little while. That way we can kind of gain some tempo back with our Dipple favor and other things, and then go from there. He's more desperate. As desperate as he wants to get, he is not going to survive.
The real use of gunpowder.
And he may have settled another city in that position. If that is the case, which that may be, we're going to go ahead and just take that city too. So we'll go from there, and then we'll hop over east if need be. That way we can continue and finish up our conquest. So here, let's go ahead and just take the city walls down. Further destroying that. So 60 XP till level 4. Good. And have a couple options here. Let's go ahead, take the city here. Good. That's another city. And then Rome, of course, he has one more city left, and then Rome will be completely gone. So positioning is pretty good. What we're going to do now is, since we know that he has the means, let's see here, all the units to embark, we'll do that. Since we know Rome has the means of essentially finishing up some of the stuff, we're also going to go ahead and, let's see here, we'll actually go ahead and pick up a builder here, ship the builder up there, that way we can pick that up. We should have gotten that earlier, but not the end of the world. That's a decent growth tile anyways, 3-1 tile to begin with. And then we can make that even better by putting a mine down, so no problem there. Doesn't matter if this goes to either one, so it's not an issue. So far, game positioning is pretty good. We have a lot of essentials and certain things, kind of covered and taken care of. I'm pretty happy about that. We're overall in a very strong position. Let's actually go ahead and just mass produce some builders in some of these cities. So that way we have a lot of our general infrastructure, and by the time we have the means to put some cards back on, we'll go ahead and take off some of our other stuff and then switch over here. So it's going to have full loyalty in the final city here. Yep. So he has one more city. This is his last one left. It's not a problem. We just have to be continuing our aggression here and just continuing to push. We are going to want to go ahead and, let's see here. We do have access to more growth. Let's go ahead and just get a harbor going. We'll pick this up. Good. And then, +3 harbor would be excellent here. That would actually, even more so, that would actually potentially put us in a position where we could get another point of adjacency. I'm not sure. I have to double check, but the aqueduct there, and that's probably not going to give us any more adjacency than it does, but that is a +3. It's a very good one. We'll go ahead and pick that up because we're very slow on growth, and we do need growth significantly in our city here. We have a lot of coastal tiles here that have very little growth value. And in order for them to get better and for us to actually get some viability, we're going to need a lighthouse. So we're going to go ahead and get that started, and we're going to save up gold to just buy a lighthouse. Next thing is up, we're going to take a look at great people again. We have a few options here we can consider. Yes, we can get, another amenity. Not worried about faith because 100 faith, that I can get that in just, over a turn. However, this guy here, Renaissance Industrial Land units, get a little bit of combat strength. Again, not bad, but again, not a major priority. I would like to catch us up a little bit in our culture game. We have 81 culture per turn. You know, we're in line with the AI there. We're actually getting closer to catching up overall with Matthias Corvinus or the Hungarian Empire. But it wouldn't hurt for us to go ahead and, you know, make some inroads on some other fronts. It's going to be expensive for us, and a lot of these I think are only plus, they're 2 culture, 2 tourism, so they're not going to be extremely high value. So it may be currently better to save up on our faith, so that way we can make better use of that. In the meantime, because again, we're exerting more faith pressure in a lot of these areas, we are losing some here and there, so we're going to go ahead and actually in the meantime, in some of these areas, let's actually go ahead and pick up some missionaries here. Let's actually get an apostle. And we could probably pick up another one, or we could just pick up that apostle, and that apostle should be able to do plenty. Because once we have Mont Saint Michel, we will have access to something very critical to our overall, you know, overall tempo, and that specifically is really going to be to get relics. The more relics we get, the better, because then we can actually kind of work off of that. We have several old god obelisks. All of these are there just because of the wood singers, which is very critical for our just general tempo here. And we are going to continue to get more amphitheaters going as we get more of these guys set up. So overall, very, very happy with what we're doing here. You know, we're just going to have to keep pushing out and really continually like proper development. We'll go ahead and create an escort formation with him for now, because we are going to make a push on land to go after his last city. Let's go ahead and just fortify for a turn. Now this guy here, we will want to see if anybody has access to niter. That's a no. And of course she does, but she would not be giving me that at all, as you know, I would expect. Let's go ahead and there we go. That's a cool sounding name. We'll get set up there. We'll skip turn. Let's see. We'll bring you this wave 1. Okay. And we'll just wrap around the south end there. Again, we've done a good job of really setting up a proper attack here. There's not very much else that can be kind of done against us. You know, we have a pretty major empire here, and that's a huge bonus for us. We have significant tempo that the AI does not have anymore. And then Rome, of course, is weak to a point where he's just not going to be a threat anymore, and it's going to be easy for us to go ahead and just finish him off. Orator, spreading religion a couple extra times, that would actually be good. 3 extra spreads when moving adjacent to a natural wonder for the first time. We don't have many in the area, actually, so not really a problem. We'll go ahead and pick up Orator. So we'll just go to here. Pick up that. And then we'll go Orator there. We'll make another rotation around here, just kind of see what else is around. We are 5 turns, or 13 turns away from the next era, and we are 5 era score away from a golden age. So that is good for us. You know, we are getting closer to picking up Mont Saint Michel and some other stuff here, so we will get a few points here and there. We're going to want to time taking this to the era. So in order to do that, we are going to go ahead and make an eventual push. We're going to bring you down, bring you over. What kind of walls does this city have? Medieval walls. Okay, so these guys I want to go ahead and just alert for now. That'll give them a chance to get some health. Same thing with you. We'll go here. And we'll bring our units out and about from the side here and then come around here. That way we can make a land conquest. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and bring this guy down to the east here. And we're going to go ahead and just plunk one use here so we can just gain some pressure here. That'll help us a little bit, gain some more religious tempo again. We have the option here to go for one of two victory types. We can either go for a religious victory, which is the one that is the most feasible, or we could go for a domination victory, both of which are feasible. We have enough cities to where once our science continues to pop off in the next 50, 60 turns, we'll be a primary leader in the game, and the AI is just not going to be able to do anything against us. Aha. So that's going to be good. That's a potential little bit of extra stuff that we could pick up. That's good. Bring that guy out. And then you could probably hold position. Because eventually getting the crossbowmen over there wouldn't hurt to go ahead, kill a couple units off. Let's actually go ahead and do that. Loyalty pressure is absolutely not a concern at this point from a lot of these cities. In the meantime, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and take Magnus and we're going to reassign him into Ostia here, further boosting our loyalty pressure. That way we have that covered. We'll have this go here. So in 10 turns, actually in 11 turns, we will have access to Niter. So it's a little late compared to the previous save where I didn't screw up the save. Again, not making that mistake again. So that's freed up. That's going to go back since it's going to run away. We'll bring this out over here. And we have the access here to a very substantial amount of oceanic resources. So what that means for us is that we're going to get significant growth there because we're going to get a lot of different food tiles that are going to come in. The reason I'm focusing on growth here is because in this stage of the mid game, we are absolutely going to need to have the population growth in order to really take off in the late game. To do that, we need to have, certain things in place. So again, a lot of these cities have very low yields. The reason is because they are what is called occupied. And when they're occupied, I believe the yields are halved, and the happiness, I don't know the exact stat for it, but I'm pretty sure a lot of things get harder to maintain loyalty pressure. So that being said, we have to just make sure we kind of keep some, troops on some of these cities. Don't need it here because I'm getting enough positive loyalty pressure to where it's not really concerned anymore. And plus I have Victor there, so he's keeping that city happy anyways. And the more cities that we have surrounding our own cities that we are conquesting, what happens essentially is that it forces them into a position. We'll go ahead and spread religion. And then in this position, we'll go ahead and work some food growth here. So we'll set towards that. So of course there is a significant presence of opponents here. So we'll start making our way over. We'll go ahead and we'll just pick up barracks. Actually, I will pick up barracks. It'll be a little faster because we can get the housing earlier. Good. And then we can go ahead and get set up on land. Earlier we do that, the better. Okay, and now what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and make our way over to this eastern front here. And we're going to kind of work our way through the north and explore a bit more. We can make it down over here successfully. That'd be pretty good. And if we can find, maybe another science city state, that would put us in a very, very substantially improved position. Let's see here. We are da, da, da. We're gonna hold off on putting this guy up here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, have him explore a little bit, see what else is around. Like, you know, for example, right there would be an incredible campus position right here. That would turn into a +4 immediately. So very much gladly take that. Right here could be a decent harbor. That wouldn't hurt. There are several of these amenities. There are amenities all over the place here. Like Rome has had access to quite a few amenities that he hasn't really used a lot. And part of that's because he's been at almost a perpetual war, you know, because he's been at war with the Mongolian Empire almost constantly. And as soon as the Mongolian Empire eventually made peace with him, because yeah, he's happy with them, he's friendly with them. But the thing is by that point, I transitioned into the war and then started making a push towards him. So that basically kind of jeopardized any proper attempt for them to really go after us. So we're going to go ahead and continue moving our troops up here. He's going to get hit a little bit. That's okay. We're still going to be fine. Again, a lot of those units are pretty darn weak compared to, you know, Trebuchet Corps. So we'll be able to hold them off. Go ahead, plunk a few of these barbs down, and then be in a good position. So we're A-okay. So as you can see, we are converting our cities back to that. So we are gaining loyalty pressure, not loyalty, but religious pressure back. That is what we're looking for. We are going to go ahead and just make a quick jump over here and do another spread. That'll help kind of even things out a little bit and also help put our religious pressure back up on the map here. So that is just what we're looking for. Yes, we could upgrade this guy to a field cannon eventually. You know, field cannons would be really good because our units here would just have even more combat strength. That's not bad. That is very true. But I would rather have us, you know, eventually have access to, say, something like this. That would make all the fishing boats that we have potentially available, which are many, you know, significantly more effective. We can do so much more with that at that point. So we'll go ahead and make a strong consideration to that. Here, let's go ahead and make a farm here. Farm wouldn't hurt. It's going to give us a little bit more food. In that position, a little more food goes a long way because, again, we need more growth in these cities. The more growth we get, the more we'll be able to capitalize on it and then just go from there. We are very much committed to getting Mont Saint Michel. We are going to consider a few things. We could get, you know, a little bit of science going from that, yes. There are some other things and adjustments that I would like to make before we consider going and plunging into that commitment. No, I need that niter, thank you very much. Go ahead, damage you. Bring you up here. Good. And now, let's go ahead and bring this guy back. Might as well just get a, you know, a free little bit of food supply going. We could go after quite a few different units here. We have enough combat strength where it would be good. What we need to be careful though is we need to put ourselves in a position where we can properly attack and also maintain strength. So we're going to break off formation. Keep this guy here. Actually, let's think about this. Eventually, yes, see, that's going to take 40 niter. We go to government, go to policies. We're not going to be able to see it yet, so in the next turn we'll be able to make some adjustments as well, so that's okay. And I would like to get, you know, some more of our units set out here, so what we're going to do is go ahead and bring this guy out here. He's going to do damage. He's going to get hit once, most likely, if he doesn't hit that. If that doesn't die, that's awesome. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and the medieval walls are going to hurt. Bring you down. We have one more use. So we have a couple options here. We can go ahead and pick up some food. We also have the means to get started on another district. What we can probably do, since this is going to be a very growth limited city, we'll get that going. You know, just having a harbor going wouldn't hurt. We do need access to more. We do need access to more specifically. Let's see here. There we go. With the commercial hub, we need more trade routes. So let's go ahead and get that started. That what's that going to be? We'll just go ahead and just pop a use into that. Might as well. Skirmishers there. We'll be able to kind of go a little bit more east. So it's going to hurt a little bit. Actually hurt less than I thought it would. And even better. Excellent. So my units are surviving this combat situation. That's exactly what I was looking for. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to promote you. So first things first, we're going to do this into promotion. We're going to go ahead and take, Ranger. Couple options here. We're going to go ahead and just get this guy super weakened. That way we can start securing control of the area. The more we do that now, the better. In this position here, we'll go ahead and pop a use of that. That'll help build more pressure. What we can do here is bring this guy west. Now this is a pretty strong unit here. So we'll get him pushed up over here. We have some options to work with here. If I attack him with here, this is going to get weakened further, so I would rather not. Okay, so we will probably go into diplomatic service, so we'll do that. That's going to take 7 turns. So in 7 turns, we will upgrade this guy into a bombard corps, which is going to be very powerful for our stage of the game, and we'll really just be able to just dunk on our opponents. We'll go ahead and pick this up. That'll give us a little bit more tempo to work off of. Cities are still going to maintain loyalty pressure, so we're okay there. Get a little bit more food here. That'll provide us a little bit of food adjacency. It will, once we have access to mechanized agriculture that isn't replaceable parts. So that's going to be later in the game, but this will set us up for it. We'll go ahead and leave this guy here. We'll set position there. So we are 8 turns away from the era, technically 7 now. We have 5 era score left, so we're okay there. Good, so that guy weakened himself again further. We'll just keep this guy fortified, and we'll continue to set up position like we want. The more we fortify, the more he'll be able to survive, and then we'll just have him kind of maintain his position for now. Trebuchet is done. Perfect. So we can go ahead and bring that over. Now, unfortunately, we are not going to have... let's see, we're not going to have access to... It's not national, it's right here, mobilization. Being able to make an army, so this guy is going to have to wait a while. But if we have a level 3, almost level 4, army here, that would provide us with a pretty insane amount of potential here. So all these units here are going to be a little difficult to deal with, but we are going to need to deal with them. I'll bring this guy around here, bring you around here. You can bug out here. It's a lot of combat strength. Partly because they have grassland hills, so it's giving them maximum defensive modifier. I'll just get him out of that spot, and then go ahead and plunk him for a turn. Let's try and keep that guy alive anywhere we can. We'll go ahead and fortify you. You can head eastbound. And Gdansk, now in this position, let's go ahead and really get to work more on some more religious pieces here. So let's go ahead and get here to this position. Spread religion. Boom. Providing even more religious pressure for us. That's exactly what we need. And then let's go ahead and get this guy sent over here and just do a quick pop over here for that. Sun Tzu will keep you retained in position. We'll have you go to this set here, and it'll go up here instead. There's another small island here, and there could be another civ somewhere around here. Overall, very, very happy with our game direction. You know, for the most part, we've done a pretty overall decent job of navigating our mid game here. We have a lot more, cities and tempo in general than our opponents do. So we eventually finish up the turn here. We'll finish that guy off. We'll push position now. We can actually really start. We can get this guy over here. Got enough loyalty pressure to where the cities won't be able to really kind of back him up here. Bring him up here. Let's give these guys some utility now. Since we've got decent roads here, that's going to give us, good quality movement. And we can get this guy up here, and then we will maintain loyalty pressure. So right now we have 10.5, so we're doing just fine. Of course, grievances, not a problem. Bring you over here. So this particular position is going to be a little trickier. What we do want to do is bring this guy out here and have him heal up. You can go ahead and actually start settling into a position here. And go ahead and kill this guy off. Oh, it actually won't let me. Okay, that's fine. We'll actually go ahead and just have him back off a little bit. He's going to be providing combat strength to all of these units, so I'm not going to move them. And so you're going to actually stay there. Battering ram is fine. Don't need to upgrade. Looks like it's an unmanned island so far. Maybe it's just a small little island and inlet here. So potentially could settle more cities onto that. That would be a positive, small little boost that we can make. Again, just an idea, not really considering it too much yet. I need to see what else is around there. Fortunately, he only has so much gold left per turn, so this is why we need to deal with these barbs. These barbs are going to continue spawning more, and they're going to keep proliferating. Let's go one tile at a time. So we found our barb camp. So let's go ahead and, in this situation, we have a few options here. Lane cluster is going to take a while, but it's a pretty good unit. That's going to be pretty strong and also good later on in the game. We are one turn away from getting builder, a couple turns away from getting another builder, so that's pretty good. Let's get ourselves a little bit of that. We're one turn away from getting cartography. We're going to get a nice big boost to our gold income here. That's going to probably give us about 10 to 20 gold per turn. So let's just do quick math. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 18 gold per turn more than I had before. So that'll put me at a nice big advantage compared to before, and that actually can help me a lot. So here in this position, this is going to be a little tricky. So we want to be really careful about this. We're going to try to transition these guys up from the north. We have to be careful about how we deal with these guys. The reason for that is we need to first focus on really dealing with these barbs earlier, and that way getting them out of the way. Let's go ahead and have this guy get back here. We're just going to hold off until we can get this guy upgraded. We know once we have a little bit more, we can go ahead and, soon enough, pick up some cards that will allow us to get this upgraded into a bombard, and that bombard's going to be very powerful. So we're doing okay there. Actually, in the meantime, let's go ahead and just rest and repair. Let's get some healing to that unit. We need health, and the more health we get, the better. The melee unit there is going to be a problem since we know there's line infantry. That's industrial era. So we know that that probably is from the Hungarian Empire. Let's take another look here and just consider what else is over here. Again, small island. Nothing really major, but could be a pretty good position here for a campus. Could set up something like that maybe. You know, that's always a potentially viable option. And then I can take control of some more of these, you know, oceanic resources. We have one more use in this apostle. We're going to avoid using it. So that way we do not have to put ourselves in a position of losing it. We want to make sure we can keep it so that way we can get a martyr with it. And then eventually find another area or another civ with the religion. And then just go ahead and let it sacrifice itself.
Not all who wander
Perfect.
are lost.
There's a nice big boost of our economy. That's a big problem. We're going to back these guys off. Okay. Well, everyone, this is a pretty good stopping point for our episode here. I want to thank you all for your time. It's been a lot of fun doing this particular Let's Learn series. You know, pulling this military kind of religion combo here has been quite strong. You know, we did get off to a good start and also got pretty lucky that the Roman and Mongolian empires fought each other while we were set up here, so we're doing okay. All right. You'll have a good one. Thank you for your time. SpeeDMan out.